Week number 2, ladies and gentlemen, it has arrived. The Pittsburgh Steelers stay on the road, and we head on up to the high altitudes, Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado to face the Broncos. 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff in Denver this Sunday, and let's get on to it, man. What's going on, everybody? I am Mac, back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is in the box below. This is my Week 2 preview between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos for this Sunday. We come in 1-0. Denver comes in 0-1. And obviously, we all know the story with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Last Sunday, we beat the Atlanta Falcons 18-10 behind a game where the offense scored zero touchdowns. And all our points came from via Chris Boswell's leg, 3 of which came from 50+. So Boswell keeps doing his thing. The defense was just phenomenal as well. TJ Watt, pressure all day, got to Kirk Cousins, what should have been a couple of times if it wasn't for a couple of BS penalties. Intercepted Kirk Cousins twice, one of which pretty much ended the game thanks to Dante Jackson's interception. And the Steelers, something I forgot to mention in my postgame on Sunday is that we even maintained Bijan Robinson pretty well as well. We held him to under 4 yards a carry on Sunday, and Bijan Robinson is someone that the Falcons have been high on for a while now, and for the defense to come through like that, I thought that was really good as well. Little disappointed in Patrick Queen, though, as he only had 2 tackles on the day, but then again, there's a lot of room for improvement. Hopefully, he just doesn't play like his arms are made of grease again, but we'll see about that. Nothing too, alarming to think about, seeing that it's only early in the season, but if it's a recurring theme, then I will address it as the videos go on. But yeah, we're 1-0. As for the Denver Broncos, they are 0-1, coming off a 26-20 loss to the Seattle Seahawks last Sunday. And even though it was a 6-point game, that score is pretty misleading. That really is not an indicator of how that game went for Denver. They were victim to a lot of poor decisions in that game. And, while I'm not going to sit down here and give Bo Nix every single negative aspect or every single negative quality or trait in this video, it just kind of seems like he made a lot of bad choices as a rookie. He was putting the ball in harm's way a lot, and he threw a couple of interceptions. He should have had about 4 or 5 picks, but, like I said, I'm going to be fair to him. I know Bronco fans are real high on him, so I'm going to lay off of it. I'm just going to say that he just looked like a rookie, just get the rookie jitters out of him. But hopefully those rookie jitters can come up again this Sunday, just being a Steeler fan. And then the rest of the season, I really don't care about it. But, yeah, the Broncos, they really should have lost that game by more than just 6 points. They should have lost by about 10 points. They had, as a matter of fact, they had 10 points at one point, and 4 out of the 10 points came from safeties. The Broncos got 2 safeties on Sunday. I can't remember the last time that an NFL team got 2 safeties in the same game. I can't remember that. I know it happened one time. I just don't remember the last time it did, but I'm not going to sit down here and try and do that. But now the Broncos, they also have a starting left tackle with an ankle injury, and we don't know the severity of it yet. So right off the bat, the Broncos are coming in a little banged up, as I'll get into that a little bit. But you take a look at the Denver Broncos as a whole. Head coach is Sean Payton, and he also calls the offensive play calls as well. He runs a very modern style kind of offense. So you're going to be seeing a lot of Bo Nix from being under center. You're going to see some shotgun plays, some quick gains. He's just the kind of guy that is just very QB heavy, as we saw when he was the Saints head coach down in New Orleans, and just having the perfect type of quarterback to be able to work with your offense like that. That's why Sean Payton was so successful. Not saying that Bo Nix is going to be Drew Brees 2.0 for Sean Payton, but you know what I mean. You need the right kind of quarterback to make that kind of offense work. And Denver does seem to be high on Bo Nix, but we'll see as his career progresses. But Bo Nix, getting into him a little bit, he went very wide receiver heavy on Sunday as well. He has a quick release, which is good for a rookie quarterback right there. He's got a lot of good pre-snap processing abilities right there. So basically, he's just a first read quarterback, but he is accurate and he has good decision making. But I think the thing that holds him back for right now is that he's not really aggressive in the pocket and he's not really aggressive with throws. Again, that's just something that he needs to build up upon, but that'll, come in time. So, right off the bat, I can tell you right there that's something that the Pittsburgh Steelers need to do to win this game is that they need to force turnovers on this rookie quarterback and they got to make you beat him down the field, as that's what the Seahawks did on Sunday. So, the Steelers, like I said at the beginning, had 2 interceptions on Kirk Cousins last Sunday, and TJ Watt should have had 2 strip sacks if it wasn't for those BS penalties. But in order to win this game, the number one thing, like I said, you got to make this rookie beat you and you got to force turnovers. That goes everything with design shift coverages and playing press and locking down your guys man to man. That's what I'm doing if I'm the Steelers defensive coordinator out there. I am making everyone play press. I am making them play man because I'm like, okay, you're going up against a rookie quarterback here. You got to give him a welcome to the NFL. If we're going to win this game, not only do we have to score touchdowns in this game, but everyone on defense is going to get physical in this game. Okay? The Broncos have a little bit of a busted O-line, as I mentioned a little bit ago. As a key matchup right here, I'm looking at Mike McGlinchey against TJ Watt on the right side all day today, or all day Sunday rather, excuse me. And McGlinchey did give up 5 pressures, and we know right offhand right there, TJ is just going to be pressuring at will on Sunday, seeing that this Denver O-line is pretty sus, and now that they're potentially going to be missing their starting left tackle. Um, the Broncos on offense, they did rely on the ground game a little bit as well, but Bo Nix was actually their lead and most efficient runner on Sunday. So that blends into the run defense right there. As I said, we were able to maintain Bijan Robinson, all things considered, under 4 yards a carry. So again, a guy like Patrick Queen, you got to be able to stop this rookie right here. You can't let him get through. You can't give him big chunks of yards. You got to be able to make those plays. Like I said, 2 tackles. I'm not really concerned about it right now, but if that happens against a rookie quarterback who has been the team's most efficient runner thus far, then I'm going to start to get a little vocal about that. But that's where I want Patrick Queen to come in right there. As far as the offense goes for us, you got to fight fire with fire here a little bit. In Mike Tomlin's pregame press conference on Tuesday, he didn't straight out say that Justin Fields was going to start in the game. He said that the Steelers were preparing as if Justin Fields was going to start. So if Justin Fields does indeed get the start on Sunday, I need to see more of Justin Fields moving the ball down, moving the ball and getting us, you know, more productive on offense, because that's one thing I will give the offense a little bit of credit for, and Justin Fields a little bit of credit for, is that we did move the ball way more efficiently than Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky ever did in their entire stints with Pittsburgh. And I will give Justin Fields credit for that. However, I will say that he still needs to be more accurate. He still needs to attack the middle of the field more because, I'm not a big next gen stats kind of guy, but I saw that stat sheet on next gen stats with him. He only targeted the middle of the field like a couple of times. There were a lot of, there were some sideline shots most of the time for Justin Fields. Other times it was to like his right side and left side a little bit, but you hardly ever saw him attack the middle of the field. That's what I want to see Justin Fields do if he's going to be a good passer, and you can't miss on those reads and you can't miss on those receivers. But again, you got to fight fire with fire a little bit right here. The Broncos, they like to go run heavy a little bit. We got a mobile quarterback in Justin Fields. Justin Fields was able to run for 50 plus yards on the ground. And so that's what I want to see more of. Use Justin Fields' skills and his strengths, which is his legs. So that's with that right there. Get Najee Harris involved. Get Jalen Warren involved. Eat up the clock and make this rookie quarterback beat you. That's what I'm talking about when I say that. Defensively for the Broncos, you're looking at Vance Joseph defense. You're looking at Vance Joseph's defense. Okay. He goes with a lot of hybrid matches, so that's something that Wade Phillips and Bill Belichick did a lot back in the day. They bring the double-A blitzes. You're going to see a lot of match coverages right there. So as far as I'm concerned with that, you got to watch your matchups right there. And a big matchup that we're all looking at is Patrick Surtain against George Pickens. You got to, George Pickens, I would love to see him have a standout game today, but he is going to have to go up against Patrick Surtain, who is a really good lockdown corner. And of course, a guy that I really don't think a lot of Steeler fans have been talking about over the weeks is Van Jefferson. Now, again, Van Jefferson didn't really have a solid game in week 1. And this is a guy that we got in the offseason basically to be our number 2 receiver. And he really didn't have a solid game Sunday. Again, I'm not overreacting about it because it's just the first game of the season, but I want to see more of Van Jefferson being used in this game right here. Use your targets. Use what you have as your weapons right there. And then finally, attack the edges. Like I said a couple of times already, the Broncos, they're weak on the left side. TJ attacks from the right, and he's going to be going up against McGlinchey all day. I have no doubt about that. Attack the edges and get up in Bo Nix's face right there. Okay? Denver's rush defense, they did struggle a lot against the Seahawks, which is why that game should have been more of a blowout than what it was. And that just kind of leads into what I said a little bit ago as far as Justin Fields' mobility goes and using Najee Harris and Jalen Warren being a running back by committee type of offense right there. So, it's just the Broncos. A lot of people are saying that they're one of the worst teams in the NFL, and this is a game that the Steelers should easily win. I do agree. We should easily win this game because you take a look at both these teams on paper. We're going into the high altitude. There's going to be rotations on defense. It's like, yeah, the Steelers can adjust all that. The Steelers are going to go roll into Denver and get the win easily. You can't take any game for granted, all right? The Broncos did lose a lot of key members in the offseason. Obviously, the big one being Russell Wilson, who should be starting in this game. I'm still standing by that. But they also lost Jerry Jeudy to Cleveland. They lost Lloyd Cushenberry, who is a really good center for them. So they're hurting more right now on the O line right there. They lost Justin Simmons and they lost Joey Jewell, who was a solid interior linebacker for them. So they lost key pieces and they're trying to replace them, but most of them are just replaceable players and they're not going to be able to fill the void with those big losses that they had. So the main point I'm trying to make right here is that don't fall for the trap. Like I said, my week 2 picks, Denver's a place where the Steelers don't have good luck in. The last time that the Steelers won in Denver, you got to go back to a Monday night game in 2009. It's been 15 years since we won in Denver. Okay. It's right up there with Philly, and it's right up there with the Raiders venue for the place that we just never play well at. All right. Don't fall for the trap. Make smart decisions. Play intelligently. But above all, play physical. All right. You're going up against a rookie quarterback, hostile environment, tough place to play. Make that rookie beat you. Exploit their weaknesses and get the job done. Okay. And lastly, score a damn touchdown, will ya? Okay. I know that a lot of people are like, well, the Steelers won by kicking field goals. You're not going to win every game by kicking field goals. Yeah, no crap. You're not going to win every game by kicking field goals, which is why you got to score some touchdowns now. All right. So the Broncos, they're a very beatable team. This is a game that we should win, but definitely do not take it for granted because, the Steelers, they have a track record of losing games like this all the time, especially in the Mike Tomlin era. Don't take it for granted and get the job done. And that is my preview for this game right here. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about this matchup. I am Mac, checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.